This is my psychology and film project, and my name is Jasmine Thomas. I chose to analyze Mother Gothel from the Tangled 2010 movie. Mother Gothel is an elderly woman who discovered the magical healing powers in a flower. She used these powers to stay young and beautiful for many years. One day, this flower was taken by the kingdom to save the life of the queen. However, Mother Gothel decided to kidnap the queen's daughter, Rapunzel, who had the flower's power in her hair. She pretended to be Rapunzel's loving and caring mother, but she, in turn, was actually just using, manipulating, and controlling her for her own selfish behaviors. This movie is based in medieval European kingdom with royal hierarchy and traditional values. This culture has a significant importance on physical beauty, youth, and social status, all of which are very key to Mother Gothel's motivations. Mother Gothel's actions are influenced by her obsession with maintaining her youthful appearance. I decided to diagnose her with narcissistic personality disorder. According to the DSM-5, it's a pervasive pattern of grandiosity, need for admiration, lack of empathy with interpersonal entitlement, exploitiveness, arrogance, and envy. Mother Gothel shows all these traits when interacting with Rapunzel. She uses deception, manipulation, and control over her to secure her immortality and beauty. In medieval European culture, beauty and youth are highly valued traits, especially for women, thus explaining why Mother Gothel kept valuing her youth to stay intact. If she were to have gone to therapy, the therapist probably would have diagnosed her with NPD due to her manipulative behaviors, lack of empathy, and reliance on Rapunzel to sustain her self-image. She couldn't do anything for herself. I also don't think this is diagnosed across all cultures because many cultures don't believe in seeking mental help. Specifically, coming to the Asian cultures and my own personal experience, we don't necessarily believe in seeking mental help when it's needed. Some stigmas associated with NPD include people thinking it's toxic, manipulative, or abusive, which can lead to social rejection and much difficulty to form meaningful relationships. There's also a misunderstanding when it comes to this disorder. Many people use this as terroristic behavior or being a narcissist, and as an insult and overgeneralizing it to anyone with confidence or ambition, thus causing some overshadowing over the actual mental disorder itself. Here's my empirical reference from the Pathological Narcissism and Narcissistic Personality Disorder, Recent Research and Clinical Implications. This paper explores the cultural influences on narcissism and highlights how societal values view such as prioritization of beauty or success. Some evidence I found in the movie as in the first symptom is exploitation of others. Individuals with NPD exploit others to achieve their own goals or maintain their sense of superiority. In the movie, Rapunzel is kept locked in the tower by Mother Gothel and is manipulated into believing the outside world is dangerous for Mother Gothel's own personal benefit. She uses this guilt, mother knows best, and deception to control Rapunzel, thus making sure her magical powers remain available to maintain Mother Gothel's youth. Exploitation is a hallmark of NPD, and individuals with NPD often form relationships that are instrumental rather than empathetic, thus shown in the movie with Gothel and Rapunzel. Symptom 2 is preoccupation with fantasies of unlimited beauty. People with NPD are often preoccupied with fantasies of beauty or power or perfection. Mother Gothel is obsessed with beauty and perfection in the plot of Tangled. She demonstrates an intense fixation on her appearance using the flower and later Rapunzel's hair to remain young. Her constant grooming and self-admiration reflect this. Narcissism has been closely linked to excessive concern with physical appearance. Research shown by Twenge and highlight the correlation between societal emphasis on appearance and the prevalence of narcissistic traits, especially in women. Some other evidence not displayed is fragile self-esteem. Although they appear confident, individuals with NPD often have fragile self-esteem, making them sensitive to criticism or failure. While Gothel relies heavily on Rapunzel to help her youth and beauty, she rarely exhibits insecurity. She always presents herself as this strong and very independent woman and is always very calculated, but does never display self-doubt or vulnerability. While individuals with NPD experience underlying insecurity, Gothel's character focuses on a more outward, manipulative behaviors, leaving her internal struggles less evident. Treatment that I've decided for Mother Gothel. I said psychotherapy. The primary treatment of MPD is psychotherapy, specifically cognitive behavioral therapy or schema therapy. CBT could be used to address her unrealistic preoccupation with youth and beauty and manipulative tendencies. The schema therapy could help Gothel confront her underlying insecurities, driving her narcissism, and exploring alternative ways to build self-esteem. This therapy is evidence-based and particularly effective for personality disorders. It allows for gradual restructuring of thought patterns, which is crucial for treating NPD. Some ethical concerns is that Gothel won't recognize her behavior as problematic. She may resist treatment, leading potential issues with autonomy if therapists if suggested by external forces. Also, therapist burnout. Working with individuals with MPD can be challenging due to their tendency to manipulate or devalue therapists, which could hinder the therapeutic relationship. Some societal or cultural situational, cultural, and societal barriers. In the cultural context, the medieval European setting, there is likely little understanding or acceptance of mental health care, making it improbable for Gothel to seek access to therapy. Her focus on maintaining a social image would further deter her from admitting any perceived flaws. A stigma is even in modern times that there's still a stigma attached to seeking treatment for personality disorders, specifically for MPD. Individuals are often labeled as toxic or untreatable. Isolation and lack of access to mental health resources in her time would make therapy nearly impossible to access. Mother Gothel's behaviors align with many traits of narcissistic personality disorder, including manipulation, exploitation of her, and preoccupation with beauty. Her actions, such as isolating Rapunzel and using guilt as a control mechanism, reflect constant symptoms of NPD. However, her portrayal is very exaggerated for dramatic effect. Gothel's extreme actions, such as kidnapping and lying for decades, are making this mental disorder seem villainous for this specific storytelling aspect. Films like Tandle shape how audiences perceive mental health disorders, often reducing complex conditions to stereotypes. For Gothel's example, characterization reinforces the idea that narcissism goes hand in hand with being evil, selfish, and manipulative, which overlooks the internal struggle that goes along with NPD and makes it inherently bad. On the positive side of this, portrayals can encourage discussions about mental health, encouraging their audience to learn more about psychological conditions. And these are my citations.